this is my weekly makeup basket. If you've never seen one of these videos before, it's where I have already went through my makeup. I've picked out a few select things. Sometimes it's different from the week before, sometimes it's a new item you guys haven't seen in a while, and I just show you what I'll be wearing for the entire week. So for my concealer, I like to put this on underneath any sort of foundation just to cover up my dark circles. This is essentially the only thing that I use it for. This is the Sonia Kashuk Take Cover Concealer Stick. This is in the shade Dawn, and that's what it looks like. It's a really kind of a thick texture, so wherever I put it, I tend to put a little on my ring finger and then I dab it underneath my eye. And when I put foundation or BB cream or tinted moisturizer over the top, it doesn't really move. So that's what this guy is used for. And then my foundation for the week, or my BB cream, it's the Pond's Luminous Finish BB cream. I really love this stuff. And for any issues on my skin that I have that isn't covered up by the BB cream, I have my Makeup Forever Full Cover Waterproof Concealer. This is in the shade number 3. I love this stuff. This is probably hands down my top favorite concealer. And then I'm trying something new this week. I'm using my Makeup Forever HD powder to set underneath my eyes. I'm hoping that this will just kind of like smooth out the under eye area and not be cakey at all. I really haven't used much of this at all, so I'm just trying to get some use out of it and see if I like using it underneath the eyes. And then for powder for the rest of my face, I have my MAC Studio Fix powder. This is in the shade number, well, NW18, and I just repressed this. I did an Instagram post on this a couple days ago. If you're not following me on Instagram and you wanted to, it's Cherish Michelle 86. I'll leave that down in the description box in case you want to follow me, but that is the powder that I'll be wearing. And then for bronzer, I repressed this one at the same time as my MAC powder, but this is just a little deluxe size sample of the Tarte Park Avenue Princess, and that is all I have left in there. I'm trying to use this up before the end of the year. For my blush this week, I wanted something a little bit deeper, a little bit rosier. I have it on today, and as long as I use a light hand with it, it's fine. This is the Kat Von D Everlasting Face Shaper Blush in the shade Heartagram. And there's a whole backstory behind why I purchased this blush, but that is it right there. Again, it's on the cheeks today, but let me give you a swatch just for fun. When it's not sheared out, that's how deep it is, so you can see it definitely shears out. It's a beautiful shade. For my highlighter, I chose something. I'm actually going to be working on this a lot in 2015. I want to finish it up pretty early on in the new year, but I am going to be traveling this week to go down to where I'm from, so I wanted to take some items that I could multitask with. This is the MAC Mineralized Skin Finish in Soft and Gentle, and obviously you've seen my progress on that, but I can use this not only as a highlighter but also an eyeshadow if I needed to, so this stuff is just beautiful. I love this stuff. If you haven't tried it, definitely swatch it the next time that you're at a MAC counter because it is gorgeous. And then for my eyebrows, I lightened my hair recently and it looks a little bit dark right now, but it was just when I put the light brown shade on, my hair was really porous because I lifted the black out. So it looks really dark right now, but it's going to lighten up. If I wash it, the lighter it'll get. Anyway, this eyebrow product, I only have one item in, and it has just made my eyebrow routine so easy. Before I had to use 2, maybe 3 products to make my eyebrows deep enough to go with my black hair. Now I can just use one product and it's so much easier. So this is the Anastasia Tinted Brow Gel in Granite. For some cream products, all I have on my eyes today is this trio right here. This is the MAC Fluid Line in the shade Catch My Eye, and typically a MAC Fluid Line is a gel eyeliner, but this is a light enough shade that I could put it all over my lid and, you know, it would act as a cream base essentially, but it's really a taupey gray shade with some gold shimmer running through it, so I have that all over the lid. I'm going to be taking this down to my hometown with me, and then In the crease area, I have the Laura Mercier Caviar Stick in Amethyst. This is just in the crease area, and I kind of buffed it in with a blending brush, but this thing is so gorgeous. That's what it looks like. It's like a purpley, taupey kind of shade. Let me give you a little swatch. It's so gorgeous. That's it right there. It's beautiful. So I had that in the crease, and then I just dabbed this next product just at the inner corner of my eye, a little bit underneath here, and I brought it into almost the center of my lid. But this is a really fun product. This is the Stila Magnificent Metals Eyeshadow in Kitten, and this is just a little mini deluxe size sample that I have of it, but it is amazing. So that's it in the pan right there. It's insane how shimmery and shiny. It almost looks wet on the skin. That's it right there. That is just crazy. I can't even believe how shiny this stuff is. It almost looks wet when you just have it all over a bare lid. Then for eyeshadow palettes, I'm going to be working with 2 palettes this week just because I'm taking one down when I travel, and then I'm going to be using one at my home. So the one I'm going to be using at my home again is the Too Faced Chocolate Bar, the semi-sweet one. Let me hold this up so you can see it. Ugh. So I'm using the semi-sweet one a little bit this week. So those are all the shades right there. I've really had a lot of fun playing with this. And somebody asked me to compare it to the original chocolate bar palette, so let me hold them up side by side for you. Over here, closest to me, this is the original chocolate bar palette, and then over here, this is the semi-sweet. So you can kind of see the difference in the shades. There's a lot of grays in the new palette, but I just wanted to compare those because somebody had asked, just so you can see them side by side. So for the first couple of days this week, I'll be using the chocolate bar palette, and then when I travel, I'm going to just take this other smaller palette. It's the Urban Decay Naked Basics palette. This is one of my top 3 favorite palettes in the entire world. I've made a lot of progress on this one, Walk of Shame, and Venus, and obviously I've hit pan on Naked 2 pretty significantly, but I feel like I have everything that I need to create a easy neutral eye with this palette, and I love this palette so much. So I'll be taking this traveling with me. I take this one traveling with me every single time that I travel, but I love it so much, and it takes up way less space than a huge palette. So that's another one of the reasons why I'm taking that. And then for eyeliner, these two, they're both for the waterline. This is the Jordana 12-Hour Made to Last Liquid Eyeliner Pencil in Black Point. This stays in my waterline. It's super jet black. It's super creamy. And I think it's like $1.99. It's really great. I'm almost finished with mine, so I only have that little bit left. That's a swatch of it right there. You can see how black it is. And then the other one for the waterline is the Rimmel Scandalize Waterproof Kohl Liner in Nude. And I just have this in my waterline today. It just kind of brightens up the eye area a little bit. I'm going to be layering mascaras this week. So first I put down the Benefit They're Real mascara. I did this today, so I'm just going to continue on with something that I know that works. And then over the top of it, I have the Clinique High Impact Mascara. I love this mascara. This is just in the black, I think it's just black, yeah. So I layered those two, and then for the bottom lashes, I have the Clinique Bottom Lash Mascara. I have been throwing lip balms into my weekly makeup baskets for the past couple times, just so I remember to use them. If they're in my makeup bag, it's really easy for me to throw them on and get some use out of them. So I'm going to be using this one this week. This is the Vita Gloss O2 Moisture Stick. This is in Watermelon Wellness. This is actually from, I always say it wrong because I grew up saying it where I'm from. Everybody says Bon Bell, but I think it's actually Bonnie Bell, which is so weird for me because I feel like there should be an I in there if it's Bonnie, but whatever. So this smells really nice. It leaves your lips really moisturized, actually. I really love this thing. So I just have the NARS Jungle Red lipstick, which is in my project pan. Let me just show you a swatch of this really quick so you can see. It's a very bright, beautiful red, very intense. That's the shade of it right there. And then if I want something easy for a lipstick, I have the Chanel Rouge Coco Shine number 54 in Boy. And this is just for days when I don't want fussy makeup. I just want something I can slap on without a mirror. So that is Boy right there. It's very shiny. It's really beautiful. And then if I do want something that's a little bit more longer lasting, it's what I have on my lips right now. This is the Dior Fluid Stick in the shade 389 Kiss Me. So that is a swatch of it right down there. They don't smell very nice, but it does stay on your lips for a little while, but obviously if you eat or drink or something, it'll rub off a little bit. I think especially the lighter shades are more prone to doing that. If you have a darker shade, I think it would stay on your lips a little bit better. I have 2 perfumes. Typically, I usually keep 2 on me. So the one that I just put on in the morning at the house, this is the Taylor Swift Wonderstruck Enchanted perfume. It's the one in the red bottle. I love this one. It's extremely sweet. It's delicious. And then the one that I just keep in my purse for on the go when my perfume wears off about halfway during the day, this is the Bath & Body Works Wild Berry Tulips body spray, and I'm almost finished. I'm trying to finish this guy up before the end of the year, so let's see if I can do that. That should be interesting. But anyway, that is all that I have for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.